a treat in store for everyone. There's a Legend City in the Valley of the Sun. It's a city planned for family fun. Oh,
Legend City, 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 Legend City.
Well, howdy, partners. It's great to see you again after all these many years. I can't tell you how it does my heart good to know that all of you still remember me. I was beginning to think I might never lay eyes on any of you ever again. Now, you might be wondering what happened to me in all these years. Well, as you can see, time marches on. My hair is a little bit whiter than you might remember, and my beard's getting longer every year. But I still got a twinkle in my eye and a fire burning in my heart for the spirit of the City of Legends, right here. It was a grand time, and I know I'll never forget it. Grand opening day was just full of excitement, pomp, and circumstance, and a whole lot of happy people, and some celebrities were there too. The band was a-playing, the sun was a-beating down. I was mighty proud that my likeness had been chosen to represent all the good times that people were going to have once they came inside. Well, of course, my favorite place was the old mine shaft ride. My voice was recorded and played over and over again just outside the place where the line formed. Folks that went on the ride got to see what working in a real mine was like. And of course, they got to see all the haunted going on down there. We had some great times singing along in the cantina, getting a bath and a shave in the parlor. And I wonder if my buddy ever did find the privacy he was looking for in the outhouse. Now, after going through the mine, folks just naturally wanted to see if they could find any gold for themselves. And that's why I set up that gold panning station, so folks could give it a try for themselves. I suspect we started more than a few on their way to trying to find treasure for real. Now, of course, if you did find any treasure, you had to protect it from those varmints that'd be stealing it from you. So I insisted they put in a shooting gallery so as you could practice your marksmanship before you ran into any of them thieving bad guys. Now, I know a lot of you like to visit the old Dutchman's shack. The Dutchman was quite a character, and his cabin was just so out of whack with nature that the water would run plumb uphill. I know people were turning green coming out of that place. I just had to laugh. Now, I knew after an experience like that folks would naturally want to sit down and get something to settle their stomachs. And Legend City had plenty of places you could do that. There was pizza and ice cream and hamburgers and all the rest. And one of my favorite things to do was to watch the young'uns try their hand at driving. Now that was a real sight. We'd set up some antique cars in a real safe place where they could do that. Now boy, I like to see the smiles on their faces when they made it all the way around that track. And of course some of them wanted to be a bit more reckless, so we had cars where they could run into each other. Bumper cars, I think is what they called them. That was over there by the Ferris wheel and all the other carnival rides, and that was all a whole lot of fun. Now, if you really wanted to see everything in the park, there was only one way to do that, and that was to get on that there sky ride. And you could feel like you was flying all over the whole dang place. One of my favorite places to hang out was at the train depot. I love riding the rails, and Legend City had one of the best trains of all times. Why, you could ride around the entire countrysides, and sometimes, if you was unlucky, why, you might even get held up by a couple of scoundrels. Now, after all that excitement, all I wanted to do was to mosey over to the saloon and have myself a cold drink and catch all that entertainment and excitement that they had going on over there. And they had some doozies over there. I'll tell you what, up there on the stage, just singing and dancing and all sorts of crazy things. I don't mind telling you that I had a big old crush on a little lady that was there named Vonda K. Van Dyke. That little friend of hers, Curly, made me laugh something fierce. And it turns out I wasn't the only one that liked her. No siree. She went on to become Miss America in 1965. And she won Miss Congeniality that same year. And nobody's ever done that before or since. And, I know, who else could forget on the thing about the weekends at Legend City? Now, that was some fun stuff, too. There was those three fellas from over there at KPHO Channel 5. They used to come on out and they'd put on a show, and all the kids would be screaming their little lungs out. Man, I sure miss those folks. The kids today, they just don't know what they're missing out on. But don't you worry. I told Wallace over and over that Ladmo was not the one causing all the trouble. It was that dang Gerald. I'd have spanked him myself if I could ever got my hands on him. Well, that's about all the time I got right now, so I guess I gotta be moseying along. I just wanted to stop by and say how much I enjoyed all those years, and how much I appreciate you remembering too, and hopefully I'll see you again somewhere along the Arizona Trail. Goodbye for now, and remember, don't you take no wooden nickels. Happy trails, everybody, and remember Legend City!
You'll find excitement and thrills by the dozen, like only the Old West can bring. And with the wonderful rides and attractions, you'll be sure that you won't miss a thing. When you visit Legend City, be ready for some fun. That's the reason for this Legend City in the Valley of the Sun.